I want to piggyback on a video that I just watched, and it kind of brought up the fact that a lot of intuitives will predict things, and sometimes they'll predict time frames, but then things don't happen in the time frame that they predicted. And somebody asked me during my live the other day, why is the timing wrong? And it's because time's not real. Think of it this way. If you were to sit there and read the summary on a book, and the book is going to say, oh, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. It all happens within the span of the book. But you can't say, well, what page is that happening on? Because the summary is not going to say that. The summary is just going to say that it happens. And, you could even say, well, what chapter is it going to happen? Well, rough idea, might happen chapter 4. But again, it could be chapter 5. You know what's happening in the summary of the book, but you don't know what page, you don't know what chapter, you don't know what section, or, is it the first half of the book, second half of the book, and then sometimes you don't even know if it's in that book or if it's in the book of the next series, the next book in the series. So that's kind of how timing works. We're not being given specifics, or at least most of us are not. I do think there's a couple of intuitives that do get a little bit more accurate with their timing predictions, but the reality is most of us are just being given summaries of the book. And so that's how timing works, and sometimes we'll see a number. And so like sometimes I'll see a 4. Well, a 4 could mean 4 days, 4 hours, 4 o'clock. It could mean April. You just don't know. And all bets are off if it's any number between 1 and 12, because between 1 and 12 could be January to December. It could be just 1 through 12. It could be on the clock. We just don't know. We just see a number. And the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that, yes, we do absolutely see these messages. And I absolutely 110% trust my gut and my intuition. But I don't always trust that the way I've interpreted it is the way that it was meant to be received. So that's where human error comes in, and that's why that happens. If we were to be that accurate and that spot on all the time, then there'd be no real purpose to being here, because life is about experiences. Life is about that anticipation of wanting to know why, wanting to know when, what's going to happen next. Well, if we knew all the things that were going to happen next, exactly when, so we would just be living our life based on what is coming next in our journey. And that's just not how life is supposed to be. So that's my take on timing and intuition. I'm going to do another video on another topic that also came up, but I don't want to make this one too long.